Welcome, everyone, to a special episode of Black Seinfeld. And this is the segment called Backstage, a different format to our normal Black Seinfeld episodes, which you can hear for 2 hours on the podcast or on WBAI. This right here is something where Bash and I just come on here and just talk to you about whatever we want for less than 2 hours. And this is completely unfiltered. Maybe for the podcast, I don't know, but I don't know how YouTube is. You can't curse like that. I don't know how that YouTube creator stuff is, but yeah. Welcome to Black Seinfeld Backstage.
Well, as of right now, we're not monetized really, so I think we should be good in terms of cursing. Like, I don't have to go and beep it out, but the minute the channel is monetized, then yeah, we gotta put in that work.
Yeah. Well, the reason why we're doing this today is, one, we haven't done the Backstage episode in 1 year, since February 2021, and Bashan hasn't done one since Wonder Woman 84, and that was like December 2020. So Bashan wanted to come on here and talk about the new Jordan Peele movie, Nope. I don't know why, to be honest. I didn't feel like this needed like an hour to talk about. This is pretty cut and dry to me, okay? How I feel about the movie. We could have done this on the regular Black Seinfeld, but Bastion seemed to be so passionate about this movie, and I don't understand why. He's so
It has
damn
nothing to
passionate
do with
about
passion.
this
It
movie.
just has to do with timing. We have to, because the movie just came out a week ago,
I'm just talking
and
shit.
I didn't want to discuss it on live air just yet.
I'm just talking shit. It's fine.
Yeah, because we were supposed to do that. We were supposed to do a backstage with Batman, and we never got a chance to do it due to timing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just threw it on the show a couple weeks later. But by then, it was already on HBO Max, so it wasn't a problem.
Right.
So it's like now it's like the movie just came out, and we can discuss it without, ruining it for people at like 1 a.m. in the morning when they're just on their way to work.
Or yeah, or coming from work too. I know a lot of people get off at 1 a.m. Shout out to
Yeah.
all the service industry people out there. I salute y'all.
Yeah, so we just wanted to discuss this movie, this Jordan Peele movie.
Yes. The third installation of the Jordan Peele movie making saga. Of course, his first movie was Get Out. Second movie was Us. And now Jordan Peele is back with another original piece. And that's what I enjoy and I respect about Jordan Peele is he's coming up with original content in a landscape where in cinema nowadays it just seems like everything's a remake or a superhero movie or just an adaptation of something from a book. But no, this is from the brainchild of one Jordan Peele, and I respect him for continuously coming up with new and original ideas. I like it.
I agree. And it's only funny because if people really, really know him, is either from Key and Peele or they know him from Mad TV.
Yes.
And the first time I probably saw him was on YouTube with Can I Get Your Number? So from that being the first experience of Peele, and then Key and Peele, and then we had the
Keanu.
Jordan Peele movie.
But you
And
had Keanu first about the cat.
Keanu was a great movie, but not good enough to watch in a movie theater. But I see why they did it.
Yeah.
It's like this is the ultimate. This is like after they ended in season 4, which was a good thing to do, and Keegan is like just an actor. He's in different TV shows, especially like on Netflix. And then you had Jordan Peele, who wants to kind of step back away from being on screen and focus more on the production and the writing and the directing. So it's like they already had a lot of great concept and ideas within their TV show.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really 100% agree with Dave Chappelle saying like it's his show on TV. It's like times has changed. And yet the format is very similar, but their ideas and experiences and the way they use different mediums and features on television and movies, and they were able to bring it to the show was something slightly different compared to what Dave Chappelle did on his show. Still good, but I did think they had their own language and their own ideas on their show. So to see Peele getting into production, and we spoke about Get Out many times in the podcast, that was a great in-person movie theater experience.
Absolutely. And it was even better because this was a movie that had you seen it more than one time. You had to see it at least twice.
Yeah, I agree. And I always told people my experience seeing Get Out. It was like right after school. I was in college around that time. Just Jamaica Multiplex Theaters down the street from York College. Just hopped in, took the closest time. I think it was like a 2:20. It's like, yo, let me get this ticket. I'm sitting in the theater with maybe a handful of people. I could say maybe 20 to 30 people.
Yeah.
And people are talking. People are laughing. People are like, don't get in there. Don't do it. Don't look inside. And
Right.
I'm not upset because this is what I'm thinking in my head and hearing outside. It's pretty fun. Do you remember your experience?
Yeah, I remember seeing it right after work with a group of friends, and this was opening weekend. So this was the Friday. It was a packed theater. It was a lot of black people, and it's similar to what you said. There's a lot of talking, a lot of jokes being made. I remember screeching out "White Devil" when Rose did the big turn, and it was revealed that she's in on it as well. I called her a white devil, and everyone started laughing. It was a great moment, and I don't think I've had another similar experience to that in a long time, except for like bad horror movies. But this wasn't a bad horror movie.
Yeah. And then Us came out a couple years later, and Us was a very interesting movie. I still didn't know how to feel about this one because it was a lot of story progression where it felt the story ended and more story came in. It was just loaded, the stories that kept being thrown at you. It was a very deep-rooted science, definitely in political.
Yes.
And just a very old idea that happened in the 80s with the Around the World, and it was a t-shirt. What was it? Right? What do you remember? It was like
Yeah, it
to
was
save the world or something.
Yeah, it was to save the world. Correct. They were going to stretch. They were going to hold each other's hand, stretch across the globe, save the world, type of thing. Yeah, it was good.
And I thought it was interesting. I still was very iffy on that movie, and I've seen it multiple times. I'm like, this was cool. This got me thinking, and I think that's what some movies need to do. It just makes you think sometimes, and some movies you could just thoroughly enjoy without thinking. I think Get Out, you don't have to think so much,
right? Because
of course,
it's handed to you.
Yeah, it was handed to you,
right.
And also the plot was very in the box. It was like straightforward. Then slash and kill, fight your way outside the house. Right. Good. Then we're leading up to Nope.
Right, exactly. I loved Us. I just wanted to get that out there. I thought it was a great follow-up to Get Out. I felt like, as what you said, Bashtin, this required you to think, and I got it immediately because I thought of the bigger allegories, the haves versus the have-nots, the privilege that a lot of people tend to have, and I thought a lot of the just the little subtle things that was implemented within the movie that you later look back on and you go, oh, so that's why she only eats strawberries and she only eats fruits. She's really a vegan. That's why. Okay, because they swap places, blah blah. Okay, she's part of the tethered. She was a tethered. I thought that was a great switch almost.
I think I didn't connect to the film as much because I didn't care much about the tether concept, even though it played the very important part of the film. It was
very important.
As people complain, and we're gonna get into it in Nope, there's things like why, like I don't understand it. That would probably be the one thing when I watched the movie. It's like I still don't understand the concept of it. It was a government thing, and it's just happened, and we just chilling on the ground.
Yes,
word. That's it.
Absolutely. As what the government likes to do a lot of the times. Yes, that's literally
control
it.
People.
Exactly. The government does shit to control people, and you won't even know it unless some huge expose happens, like you're seeing now, where some government officials are friends with people in power who do nasty things, like have islands full of young girls. That was running around for a long time, but hey, you never knew it until now. So yes, the tethered was very necessary.
I do think Jordan knows how to write the right film at the right time. And now let's get into our discussion. Was Nope written at the right place at the right time? Gio, you're really into horror films.
Yes.
You really have a great idea on writing movies, understanding plot progression, understanding character development.
Oh,
I'm really good at
stop.
that for like manga and anime and TV shows, but movies, I just can't do it for some reason. I think I gave up after high school when I watched all like you need to watch these 100 movies to be an artist. I'm like, yeah, I saw like 50 of them. I think I'm just going to focus on TV. So please, I would like to know your opinions first about this film.
So, full discretion, I had to watch this movie twice because the first time I watched it was opening weekend again, that opening Friday, and I was drinking since like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So, when I got to the theater, this was the first time that I went to an AMC where they started serving alcohol. So I took full advantage of that as well. They had the not the get out drink. They had the Nope drink, which was basically a blue tequila. No, it was like a blue margarita, and it was really nice. Instead of the lime, they gave me an orange. It was nice. So watching it the first time, I didn't really understand it, and I guess I knocked out too in the theater. Because once it goes black, like I'm knocked out. So I saw it a second time so I could fully understand it. And now that I've seen it a second time, let's get into the positives first. I just want to get into the positives.
I respect that.
I like the fact that Jordan Peele took a long time to release the full trailer for this movie, because it's very common to look at a trailer and get ruined by the whole movie. And a lot of the teaser trailers, we didn't know what the hell the story was. We didn't know the setup. We didn't know what this movie was really about. All we kept hearing and all we kept seeing was the word nope. And we just saw Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, the dude from Walking Dead. And that was about it. We didn't really see much. Not much was revealed. And I appreciated that. And I think with that marketing, that piqued a lot of people's interest to go ahead and see the movie. And then when the actual trailer came out and what we thought this movie was going to be about was an alien invasion, I was like, oh, okay, this is something I can get into. We here at Black Seinfeld love talking about aliens. We always have a good alien conspiracy theory going on. And of course, Area 51 and Area 54 and the whole, the invade Area 51 thing happening and clapping alien cheeks and all that. That was a great time in the history of Black Seinfeld. So I was excited to see a nice alien invasion horror story, because I always say it, we need something greater than ourselves to fix humankind. We need an alien life form to invade us, to just remind us how minuscule we really are. And so I actually saw the movie, and I thought, damn, the cinematography is one of the best shot movies ever. I thought I loved the depth of field. I loved the ranch. I love the basic storytelling. I love the world building of this movie. I thought it was second to none. I love the characters. I loved Oj or Otis Jr., who took over his dad's Otis Sr.'s ranch, because they train horses for Hollywood. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Oj's sister, played by Keke Palmer, Emerald, I believe her name was.
Yeah.
I thought they really made me believe everything that I was seeing on the screen, which is not easy for me to do. Okay, it's not easy for me to get sucked in and engulfed within the world. So I appreciate that. What else did I enjoy? I enjoyed the pacing throughout the film. I enjoyed the build up and then the actual twist within the film. I like that. I liked how they faked me out, because I was hoping for a goddamn alien invasion plot, and instead we did not get that. We got a predator feasting on its prey plot. I didn't see that shit coming at all, because it looked like a flying saucer that was in the sky, that was hiding in the clouds. But no, it was a fucking animal. It's like, oh, okay, all right, I can I was a bit let down, but like, okay, I like the fake out. I like the twist. And which is why I keep telling people I can't tell you about the film. You have to go and see it for yourself. So that is how I feel so far about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
What is some positive that you enjoyed about the film, Bashtin? What did you like?
Well, I felt the same way as you. It's like, I like the pacing. I like the structure of the film. I love the way it was directed. I think the number one thing that people aren't saying is that a lot of it was in the daytime.
Yeah.
And having these dark skinned characters and like brown skinned characters as well, and it's in the daytime, you get to see their full face, their full expression. You have to see the characters, how they look. And I always thought it was kind of interesting that, oh, it's in the daytime. I'm like, all right, that's cool. That's kind of one of the biggest positives I have, especially, when you're watching scary films. They do the shot at night, and due to production getting cheaper, the lighting isn't good as much anymore. Insert Game of Thrones season 8, the Nightwalker scene, where it was just 30 minutes of pure darkness.
Right.
And another positive thing that I really enjoyed is the characters' connections. When you're talking to Angel and how he didn't care, he's just like an employee. He's like, oh, let me help you, whatever. Then he got real serious, like, oh, you guys doing some interesting stuff over here. Mm-hmm. And then the relationship between M and OJ, I thought was real genuine. Like, I thought they were really siblings because, OJ was very stoic and quiet, and definitely like the introvert character. He has a lot to say, but he's quiet first. Mm-hmm. And M is very extrovert, definitely is more of the father's personality, while OJ has the father's skills. So together, they made this like very believable sibling bond.
Yeah.
And watching them throughout the entire film was great because once they introduced OJ first and then they introduced M, then you kind of could see the balance between them. It's like why one is important with the other.
Yes.
So that was kind of one of things, like, we both have siblings, and our closeness, the way we have conversations, they could get a lot out of us compared to our friends and other family members.
Of course. That's like almost your first friend in a way.
Exactly. It's your first friend. This is the person you've learned different things with, your first really line of conversation, depending on how good your relationship is. I do have a very close relationship with my little brother. Mm-hmm. And, the way he does things is pretty much because of how I did things in the past. So it's a very interesting dynamic to watch on movies, because I always thought brothers, siblings, and sisters, sometimes they're just yelling at each other.
Right.
And it's like, where is the love? Mm-hmm. But like, do they really care about each other? Because all they're doing is yelling at each other for like a whole film. So it makes it very unbelievable. And it's like, whatever. But there was a close relationship, and that was kind of probably like those two, daytime shot, and also the siblings actually cared for each other. Those are like the biggest positives for me, and pretty much everything you said.
Right.
So yeah.
Great. So what didn't you like about the film?
What didn't I like?
Yeah.
There's nothing much I could say besides maybe Steven Yeun's is that his last name? Yeun?
Yes.
His character could have gotten a little bit more screen time. Mm-hmm. In terms of understanding why he was doing the things he was doing. It was left up to me to understand after I left the film.
Got it.
And I did watch the film with my girlfriend, so I had someone to discuss the film with while we were walking. And just thinking about like the reason they gave him like X amount of scenes, because I also watched the interviews too, like afterwards.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch any damn interviews.
No, only after I watched the movie.
Oh no, I still haven't watched any.
So watch.
I haven't watched any of them.
Well, we had Kiki Palmer and Daniel Kaluuya. It's like they're very charismatic people, so it makes the interviews very fun. So that's why I like to watch them. Mm-hmm. And it's true, the interviews are top tier. I got a better understanding that they had the conversation of like showing characters and like not developing them. So I always wonder, it's like maybe that was the idea they wanted to do with Steven Yeun's character, Ricky Park. That's the character's name. Right. It's like they didn't show too much of him, because that wasn't the overarching of the story. It was just a piece of the story. So if they showed more, and it was already a long film, like 2 hours and 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe that would have ruined or extended the film a little longer than it need to.
Okay.
And that's probably one of the negatives I could say. It's like, I wish they showed more of the, like, I'm trying to buy your land type thing, right? Him being a little capitalist, trying to, fuck around with them, saying, yo, let me buy your land. Let me buy your land. Because I know what's going on. And I don't think you guys know, trying to be like a little ignorant to them as well. I wish they extended that just a little bit. Maybe there's a director's cut where we get a little bit more.
Okay.
He did say the original cut was like over 3 hours, like close to 4 hours.
What the fuck? Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So this is a little cut.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah. So that was kind of one thing. And I don't really have much negatives to say. I actually kind of like how the movie was done. I do have my science fiction hat on, understanding him from the school of George Lucas on how he puts theater in aliens. Not the sci-fi thing. I think you're closer to sci-fi, because sci-fi and horror do share very similar elements. I put on my my theater alien hat. That's the difference between like being a Star Wars fan and a Star Trek fan. It's like Star Wars is more theater. The alien aspect has nothing to do. It has to do with the story. Like, I don't really care about that stuff. But like I said, you come from a class of understanding horror films and sci-fis.
Yes.
How do you feel about it? I do believe you will have a better understanding than me on this film.
Well, for one, this, to me, you're absolutely right. This is a sci-fi film, but not so much horror, right? Because to me, this has more of a thriller aspect. There's a lot of pent-up tension within the movie. There's a lot of build-up to get to the end point. And for me, personally, after watching this movie twice, not one of my favorite Jordan Peele films, to be honest. I don't really fuck with this film like that. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not for me. And after looking at the reviews, I was surprised to see how much people actually agreed with me as well. Okay, because it wasn't an overwhelming unanimous like Get Out or even Us to a certain extent. Because I'd like to say I'd like to compare Jordan Peele's filmography to somewhat of a Kendrick Lamar, where everyone universally loved Good Kid, Mad City. When it comes to Us, there were some people that didn't like to Pimp a Butterfly because it was too smart and it wasn't given to them like that, right? That's how I compared it almost. Us, to me, sort of like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers a bit. It's either you really like this or you really don't. And I don't really.
So what do you put Nope like for the Kendrick? What do you say?
It's like Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. It's either you really like it or you really don't.
I find that interesting because, of course, I would use the Kanye Yeezus is either you really loved it, you really don't. But it didn't have much of a positive, negative like that. It's like, this is not bad, and I don't mind watching it again. And I think that's where you fit in. Like, would you mind watching at home? Like, I'm like the home theater.
Right.
Would you, if it's on TV, would you watch it?
No.
You really wouldn't watch it for the performance?
Nope.
Interesting.
I wouldn't watch it again. Like, I got it, but I was disappointed with a lot.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Because I would actually watch it again because of the performance between Daniel Kaluuya and because of Keke Palmer, because we don't get much Keke Palmer content outside of the TV show she does, and she's a great like host.
Right.
So she does a lot of hosting shows. So for her to kind of fit a character that's actually enjoyable from like the beginning to the end.
Fair.
That's the only reason I enjoyed it, because I actually like these actors.
Right. I love them too. And I think they done a great performance. Like, again, I love the shot composition. I love the acting. But what it comes down to when it comes to film for me, it comes down also to the story. And
you weren't.
No, man. Fuck that shit. I'm so mad at this damn movie because it goes all over the place. And I hated it. It wasn't focused on one thing. Like, first off, right? Gotta talk about the beginning.
Let's get into the first act, right?
No, I want to talk about the beginning. Act one. Where it involves the fucking chimp, right? because
Okay.
remember, this is like Monkey Paw Studios or something, Monkey Paw Production or some shit like that, right? So I didn't know in the beginning scene that shit had anything to do with the movie. I just thought it was just another part of the intro, right? But no, here, lo and behold, we have this fucking chimpanzee, this horribly CG chimpanzee, by the way, just going ape shit, no pun intended, and killing off a bunch of white people, which cool. Hey, I don't mind that. Why not? Right? And then we go into, what do we get into? We went straight into the ranch, right?
Yep.
Right.
It was 6 months before where the present film takes place.
Exactly. And so here we have my man Keith motherfucking Davis in this film, right? And I was like, oh shoot, there's Keith Davis. I didn't know he was in this film. And then he fucking dies within the first 10 minutes. I was so mad. I wasn't mad. I was just sad. Like, oh damn, I would have enjoyed a good Keith Davis. Just, just him as the pops. Nah, bye Keith Davis. It was great having you as a little cameo. I was like, oh, that sucks. That's just me being selfish. I get why he's dead.
Okay,
I know why he's dead and how it like actually affects his son, Oge Jr., which
and also it kind of brings perspective on the actor, because once we see him, we see stoic, we see strong, we see charismatic,
and we don't know if this is what he was normally like before his pops died. I don't know how Otis Jr. was as a person before his pops died, because his pops, he was really the leader. He took care of a lot of stuff. He made the deals with a lot of these Hollywood studios, and now that he's gone, Otis Jr., he had to step into that role basically unexpectedly, and he had to take over the farm. And I assumed within this film it was something that was just thrown upon him just so what's a good word for it?
Well, he has to do all the paperwork.
Exactly.
Like he didn't mind doing the horse and feeding the horse and training them. That's his part. That's easy, right? Because later on they talk about Jean Jacket and how that was a horse that the Emerald wanted to train, but he ended up training him. So it showed that OJ's character knows how to do all the hard work in terms of taking care of the horse. Like what as you said, like his character was thrown like
just thrusted into this.
Here's the business side of it, and I hope you understand it. And we see that he's not as charismatic as his dad to do the business side.
Right.
But I do agree. Like, I wish that actor kind of stayed a little bit longer, but he did his role. He did his part in terms of us understanding who the kids are before we got to the kids.
Right.
Great actor though. And and Jordan Peele, I did watch an interview. He did say he chose him on purpose in order to convey that message. We need someone stoic and charismatic. Put him on the scene for 3 minutes. Boom. If you don't know him, then it's like, that's on you, bro. Yeah, but
Keith David, he's an all-star. He's a legend.
Yeah, he's an all-star.
Absolutely. Oh, and what else okay, let's get into the fucking real meat and potatoes of this shit. That was Act 1. That was Act 1, but here's the one thing I really didn't enjoy. That was the whole, it was Steven Yeun, it was his character, and the whole fucking monkey thing. I felt like it really wasn't needed throughout this film. I don't think it was needed at all.
I think it was very important, but I felt like maybe in one of the cuts they stretched it a little more. That's why I said there's a negative to it, is that thing. Because my understanding is, I think Steven Yeun's character was always going to die that way because of the concept of taming the beast. So when he was a kid, he did the fist bump, and it was the whole thing with him and the monkey. There was a friendship. Right. As the monkey went crazy, and they showed that scene where the monkey was going to give him fist bump, he gets, shot in the head.
Snaps. Yeah.
So my conception while watching this film, my understanding of it is that there's two types of people: the ones that think they could tame it, and the ones that could actually tame it. So someone like OJ, who's actual tamer and understood how to fight the little the beast. We're gonna call it the beast Jean Jacket, as they did in the film. He understood how to tame Jean Jacket. Unlike Steven's character, do you remember Juniper? Ricky. Let's call him Ricky. Steven's character, Ricky, thought he could tame it. that's why he wanted to do this whole show where he sends a horse out and they watch the saucer eat the horse and like boom, he's taming it. But he couldn't tame it,
right?
Because that's how I looked at it. That's the whole monkey thing. I do believe there's probably something that got cut that they should have kept to explain more of the monkey scene,
right?
And why it kept it's more of a comparison. Like, this is a beast that they couldn't tame. Exactly. He couldn't tame, and this is a beast that they're trying to tame. That's the parallel.
And I find it ironic because I sent you a video of a circus bear, right? And he's doing all these tricks or whatever. He's like pushing a wheelbarrow, and all it took was a split second for the bear to remind the fucking trainer that it's a bear, and then mauled its ass. And I appreciated how the monkey snapped, because I felt like there was an allegory of, we as humans, we as people, we feel like, we're at top of the food chain sometimes. We feel like we're able to tame these certain beasts, but sometimes all it takes is a little reminder. Don't fuck with me. I'm still a wild animal. And so I also thought of it like as sort of like somewhat of a celebrity almost. It's like, you're showcasing this person all the time. Everyone's looking at him. Everyone is flashing pictures at him. And then when the motherfucker snaps, he's the one that's wrong.
Okay, that's a different way. That's an interesting way to do it too, because you'll be quick to attack them once they're trying to get back into their positions. Like, this is not what I'm about.
Right. I remember when like Britney Spears went crazy back in 2007.
Yeah,
I thought of stuff like that.
Went, shaved her head, and the tabloids just tripled on her, and she just, couldn't build out of it. It was very difficult. So yeah, there's a little conversation between Hollywood and celebrityism within the film as well.
Yes.
Because in Act 1, they had the horse. Like, he's trying to get part of his dad business. The lady said OJ, right? The white lady said OJ, but also asked for the dad and said, he passed away 6 months ago.
Oh, wow. That's actually really funny. The white lady went, OJ?
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's the joke.
That's funny.
And, Otis Jr.
Right.
So a quick tidbit about OJ. I think this is Jordan Peele's trying to take back the name OJ, because OJ was always a common first name. But because of O.J. Simpson, it's like nobody wants to be called O.J. anymore.
Oh, absolutely not.
So that's my small tidbit. Calling this character O.J. It's like O.J. was always a common name. There's O.J.'s throughout, the 60s, the 20s, the early.
It's a group. The O.J.'s.
It's a group. The late 1800s, like O.J. was a common name, but now O.J. is like just
synonymous with murdering your wife and your wife's concubine. Allegedly, he was innocent.
Being number one, but also uncontrollable. That's the way I look at the word OJ. But yeah, like Otis is. What was it going to go? So Otis was trying to show, it's like, this is the horse. Then they kind of freaked out the horse because he couldn't speak up for himself. He needed Ems to say like, "Hey, everybody, step back away from the horse. This is how we're going to do that." And she's off doing her own, trying to sell herself as an artist.
Right. That's creator.
Why that's their first fight. On screen that we see on screen, and the horse freaks out. Boom, they take the horse out. Now they replace it with a CGI horse. Right now, that's a little commentary on CGI. Now I could comment on like the monkey being bad CGI, but in my opinion, it's like it's not the thing to complain about, because the alien itself had the most CGI.
Of course, but the monkey was in the fucking film for me, so I'm like, okay, the monkey has to be something a bit significant here. But to me, if you took out the monkey and all of that stuff, the movie would have been. I think the movie would have been tighter to me.
No, I think it corresponds more to Steven's character, because why was Steven trying to do the things he was trying to do? Why did he have a separate room of monkey memorabilia for a TV show that only lasted one season? Then the incident happened. I understand why people are upset about the shoe thing, because it didn't lead up to anything.
Oh yeah, the fucking shoe thing too.
Because he kept the shoe, right? The shoe could have, like, for me, I'm not so overbearing where I'm going to cry about it on fucking Twitter saying, "Oh, what the shoe stand for?" But for me, I look at the shoe as like, out of everything that fell, the only thing that was standing was the shoe.
Yeah,
and so he kept the shoe standing for himself. It was standing, like the whole thing fell. I don't know about his career, but everything fell. The whole show was on the top, and fell. The only thing standing was a shoe. It's just like an allegory. It's like, like everything fell down except for one piece, and the piece was like nothing meaning. It was like meaningless. That's how I took it. I didn't,
Okay.
see it as something extra. I just saw it as a piece of his history.
Okay.
The one thing he kept after his career fell because of the monkey was the shoe. That's why now he's in the middle of nowhere being a cowboy.
Okay.
Am I wrong to think that?
No, absolutely not. I don't think you're wrong to think that. I think I think Steven's character was, I guess, somewhat capitalism, exploiting what needs to be exploited. He didn't really, I think that's the answer for having the little back area dedicated to that show, because apparently he said something like, oh, I normally charge people money to like sleep here and all that stuff. I think that's about it. It's like it's just about exploiting shit. I think that's the reason and the purpose of him. I think we could have gotten to that point without the damn monkey, because
the monkey is to explain about him trying to contain a beast. The monkey is important,
right? But
in my opinion.
But to me, we could have gotten that without the monkey, because he's already giving you hints about the one buying his damn horses. Okay, because this isn't the first horse that he used that he actually killed. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
So he's doing this show, bringing in this beast, and he's killing off of Oj's horses, and he wants to buy their land so he can kill off all the damn horses to do what he needs to do with this beast, to exploit the beast to get the money. I don't feel like the monkey was needed.
I still don't understand how you don't think it's needed when it's a direct contrast, like this kind of poetry in motion, where Jordan uses the monkey as a set piece for Steven's character on why he wants to tame something he couldn't tame. He wished he could have tamed the monkey and none of this would have ever happened, right? His career would have been super different if he could contain the monkey.
I don't think...
Maybe they didn't explain the fall of his career hard enough.
That too, and to me, when we saw that scene of the monkey going apeshit, we just saw, to me, at the time, it was just a scared boy who didn't want to die. He didn't really be like, oh, I wish I would have like helped him, blah, blah, blah. No, the motherfucker did the paw and he died. Yeah. That was it.
That's why they show that scene at the, like, in the middle of the movie compared to showing the whole thing in the beginning. That because they want to show more of Steven's character. Then they showed him outside. It's like, hey, I want you guys to see a show. And then he does the show. Of course, the show fucks him over, right? But before we get there, I just want to talk about the brother and sister. They know what's going on, and they went in to get some cameras. They go to Angel, and Angel installs all the cameras for them.
Yes.
Angel being like the natural 24-year-old person today. We're on Reddit, we're on the internet, we're on Twitter. We see alien stuff. He could put two to two together. He's not an idiot, which I do appreciate Angel as a character, because he's the audience.
Exactly.
So Angel's the audience. He doesn't do too much, and I thought he did a great job as a character, in my opinion. He's just like the realistic life like ideas compared to what M and OG decided to do, where it's like everybody wants to get that footage first, right?
Of course, we want to go to Oprah.
It's the idea of once you have something to show that no one else has, you'll be able to make so much money off of the footage. So they understood that their Hollywood way of renting out horses for shows isn't going to work. So if they could do this footage instead, easy money. So that's their main focus. And my question to you is, did you like that idea as a
plot point?
As a plot point, as
the major plot of, hey, let's take a picture of this alien to make some money and get some notoriety off it. Yes, because they're still Hollywood people at the end of the day. Like what M said at the beginning, we ever since pictures can move, we got some skin in the game. So it made sense from a creator standpoint of, okay, we want to take a shot of this and get some sort of more of a notoriety than the little that we do have. Because Hollywood and cinema and stuff, that's very small, and you'd have to be a huge nerd to understand the small intricacy of, that little disc jockey, right? That little horse jockey, that was my great 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 grandfather. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And to put themselves in a larger scale, they got to show off something that hasn't really been shown before, and that's a UFO, but like a real UFO alien. So I
Yeah.
respect that plot wholeheartedly. I loved that. I love the exploitativeness of these characters because that's what people do nowadays.
So everybody's exploiting something in their own way.
And I like that. That was I loved that part because that is what humans are now. Okay, we have all these sites. We have the Shade Room, of course. Loving. I mean, we have World Star Hip Hop being one of the earliest ones.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Perez Hilton. We have TMZ. Just using what they have to their advantage to exploit and be the first one to come out with these newses.
The Sun, People's Magazine.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Nasty.
So I love that because it was a reflection back on society.
Okay. So that's the film. It pushes forward, it gets to the middle act. You probably agree with this too. You didn't like the name screens of I'll call the animals because the monkey was also one of the names.
Right.
You didn't like that? The
structure, yeah, they structured the film and then they broke it up to Quentin Tarantino style by the horse names. I thought that was pretty unnecessary for me.
I didn't mind it because it kind of focused on what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. Because the first one was Ghost, and for some reason, it's funny how the title, those name scenes helped me. One, know the names of all the horses. Mm-hmm. Two, made me understand what each part is about. Where Ghost was a horse that was very hard to teach.
Right.
That's why it was on its own. It's very alpha. Hence, that's like the comparison to the alien, right? The first one, Ghost. He looks for Ghost because it constantly runs away, and it's the first one to be eaten in front of his eyes. Mm-hmm. And that's the first act. And that's when they kind of discuss like, oh, this is what's going on. This is how we're going to get some moolah, right? Then later on, I forgot the monkey's name.
I don't know. Fuck, I'm going to call it Bubbles.
Bubbles. All right. Then they did the Bubbles one. Then they talk about it. Then everybody gets sucked up and...
Pause.
It was pretty freaky.
Yes. Yes.
It was freaky. It did throw me off because how freaky it was. It's like, oh, it's not a hovercraft of just, little aliens picking piece by piece. It's literally just a vacuum, sucks up everybody, the inside, and you hear them screaming.
Exactly.
Watching it in the IMAX theater with the volume on 100, it fucks you up. So then we get... it goes all the way to the house. It crushes them. It's fucking raining blood. It's raining keys and medals and everything. They're freaking out. That was pretty cool. Now, the part where I connected so much into the scene was OJ driving the car.
Okay.
Right? He's in the car. Oh, my fault. I forgot to say Lucky. Lucky was the next horse name. It's the black horse.
Yes.
That he goes pick up because he realized that what's going on. He put two together. It's like, I got to get my horse. He goes, realizes everybody's gone. He can't see Lucky, the fucking aliens capturing. All right, later he picks up Lucky. He drives back. Now he's in the car and he sees the alien, and he knows that if he looks eye contact with the alien's gonna kill him. Mm-hmm. My favorite scene is when he opens the door, looks up, closes the door, and like, nope. Mm-hmm. And then he locks the door. Because I was saying the same thing. Like, fuck that.
Which is why I think it's a brilliant idea that the name of the movie is Nope, because it plays on the tropes of what dumbass white people would do in horror flicks. Just like different tropes of that. And Jordan Peele's thing with horror films is to sort of like, play this smart. Like, what will black people actually do in this scenario? And Nope comes up a lot because we're gonna go, nope, don't go there. Don't go downstairs. Don't say hello.
I'm gonna chill here.
Yeah, don't do none of that. Nope, exactly. So I thought the naming of the movie was pretty genius. I thought,
and then the alien dropped the plastic horse thing. But
yes, I thought the name stills to me was confusing because when it gave the the names of the horses, I thought the main focus was we're gonna focus on the horse and how did this horse play into the alien thing, right? Which we did get for like the first two, right? Ghost and then Lucky, right? But then the other two, like I felt
What's
like
the other two?
I don't remember.
No, it's two others. It's the Bubbles, as we can call the monkey.
Oh yeah,
and then Jean Jacket.
Right.
Jean Jacket was the last one.
And they called the fucking thing Jean Jacket, but I remember
because
Jean Jacket from earlier, so I'm like, okay, I guess we can call it Jean Jacket.
That's the first horse they tamed.
I know exactly. Yes.
So they're gonna tame the alien.
So that's what I thought of first was just the horse,
okay.
but I didn't know they were just calling the fucking thing Jean Jacket. I was like, wait, why are we talking about this damn horse again? So I didn't comprehend it.
Okay.
That they named the fucking thing Jean Jacket. Yeah, I just thought they were talking about the damn horse again. I'm like, wait, why are we talking about the horse again?
You know what? There's some parts of the movie where I couldn't hear it clearly.
Okay. Yes.
And it probably has to do with the speakers, or maybe just the way it's mixed. But I understand that scene when they're talking to the film director guy.
Mm-hmm.
Later in the scene, and if you're listening, you definitely must have watched the movie because it'd be crazy if you're listening to this. They found him, and then he understood that it messes up with, like, you know, this EM thing, and messes up with electricity. So he has his own camera that produces his own film by hand, like old school way.
Yes, and you crank it.
And they did that high five scene. I was like, this is the realest shit I ever seen in a movie in a long time. This is the shit. I don't think I ever seen a high five scene that intense. That wasn't some YouTube thing.
Mm-hmm. That's the blackest shit ever.
That was the blackest shit. I was like, God damn, that's, I like the excitement of OJ. It's like, that was the realest scene ever.
Yeah,
the realest scene ever. I was like, what the fuck? This is is this legal? Can it be this black?
This is too black. Yeah, some white people not gonna understand, you know, the synchronized slapping and how hard it gets each time. Yeah, and it gets harder each time you slap the hand again.
Yeah. Oh, I felt the excitement.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where this movie did a good job putting me in the scene.
Yeah.
I felt like I was there the entire time.
Right. And that's what I enjoyed about it too. I enjoyed the characters and I enjoyed the buildup that we were getting with the characters and you know, trying to basically, you know, take a cinematic shot of the alien, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that stuff a lot. I know a lot of people, you know, had an issue with it just dragging a lot, you know, and it's one of those meandering films. So if you don't like a meandering film, then this ain't for you.
There are people like that.
There are a lot of people like that you know, that needs something else to happen to wake them up, because heavy dialogue from a lot of casual moviegoers, it's not a big thing for them. You know, something else has to go on to keep their interest. And I understand that. You know, I think sometimes, and I agree somewhat, because I feel like if the dialogue and the characters aren't there, I think some things can just go on a bit too much. And I think this one does it fine for me. I just felt like
the last act was definitely a little bit slower.
Yes.
I think I actually liked it. Was very creative the way they did it. They had the wavy, I don't know what they call them actually, guitar, the car salesman thing, right?
Yeah, the inflatable tubes.
Inflatable tubes. So they had all of them scattered out the map, and if it dies, that's the closer it gets because of electricity and stuff.
Yes.
I thought that was very interesting because like I said, you watch the trailer and you're like, the fuck is all this? And when you're still watching, you still don't get it until the first two like fall down. So it's right over there, you know. I thought that was great. I thought the director was over there filming everything, switching out, filming it, getting every single shot, every single scene was pretty cool. I guess where it could have gotten confusing is like, what did they want to do? did they want to get the film and then dip?
Right. Or did they want to kill the fucking thing?
So, quick question for you. Were you more comfortable if they got the film and then they just dipped?
Yes. Yes.
Interesting. Because the way I aligned it is they got the film and she needed to get one more shot, right? And then she did the balloon thing that actually killed it.
Right. And she goes, yo, this is going to fuck you up. And I was like, wait, hold up. How do you know this? Like, wait, how did we establish that this ultimate, this is a apex predator, right? Which, spoiler alert, it's not an alien.
Plastic.
It didn't like metals and it did like plastic. It always spitted it out, right? That was the thing. Yeah. It always spit the shit out, right? It didn't fucking die or anything like that. What it did not like to eat, it spit it out. And spoiler alert, I mean, you're already here. It's not an alien. It's a predator. It's an apex predator. It's not a UFO. It's an apex predator, right? And so what I enjoyed was the fact that OJ being the big animal guy, it understood. Although this is something that he's never seen before, it's still a predator, right? So he knows the strengths, he knows the weaknesses, he knows what to do, he knows what not to do, right? Hence the plans of the inflatable tubes and all that stuff, right? I'm assuming they knew about like all the plastic and the metal and shit that always spit out, because it was a nickel that killed their father, Keith Davis. And so me thinking this fucking balloon isn't gonna really cause a significant amount of harm, I'm just thinking it's gonna just get spit out. To me, I thought it was a pretty lame way for this apex predator to die. That's just me. Was that sheer dumb luck? Yes, because they did not plan on killing the fucking thing. All right, they just wanted to get a shot of it, and that was it. No, that's where the movie crumbles for me. That right there, that ending, that fucked it up for me.
It could probably count for you. You probably suffers from what people feel about Miyazaki films, how there's no loss in the film. Like the characters don't really lose. It's always a film he always writes his film as a character winning. There's no real loss for the characters. That's why people kind of feel iffy about his films. Like, he's a Disney of Japan.
No, but that's fine though, because that's how movies are. It's gonna come out with the fucking characters on top. But I didn't expect them to kill it. Okay, I expected them to get away with it scot-free, and they're able to go on Oprah or something, which we didn't even get that. It just shut off, just hand in the fist. Straight Breakfast Club style, and that's it, movie over. That irked me too.
How does that irk you? I'm very confused about you. Like, this movie takes place in like a couple of days, right?
Yes.
And anything more would have been too much in my opinion. It's 6 months, so everybody knows that it's been around here for 6 months. And my understanding of the film is, they beat the alien. Mm-hmm. Did I expect it, like the air of it, to kind of blow it up like a balloon?
Did you?
No, I didn't expect it.
Okay then.
I thought it was an interesting scene, and it probably just has to do with what the director wanted to choose. I understand you disagree. For me, I don't care.
That's fine.
It didn't fuck up my pudding, right? It didn't fuck up my rice pudding. I was still eating it, right?
That fucked up my rice pudding, and the cinematographer willingly wanting to die too. That fucked it up for me.
That didn't fuck me up, because I understood what he meant. Because if you remember their phone call that they initially called him the first time, right?
Yeah, the impossible
And they said,
shot.
You're trying to get that shot. And he's like, do you want the fame that follows afterwards? He said, no, he doesn't want to do that shit. And it's like, this is a morbid ass nigga. It's like, why should I? Like, he doesn't want the fame of that legendary shot. So he knows that he's getting that super shot that no one else in the world will. And of course, his camera survives because it falls down, right? And he knows that. So he gets the legendary shot. He doesn't want the fame. That's how I took it. He said, y'all niggas could, like, I got the shot. I got the fame. I don't want to live through the fame.
So here's my thing, though.
Yeah.
They could have not said his fucking name. Like, all right, we got the shot. Don't worry. It doesn't matter who took the shot for us. You didn't have to die. It could have been anonymous.
No, he wants the name. That's foolish. He wants the name. He doesn't want to live through the fame. Did you not understand that initial? Did you forget the
No.
phone call they had?
I remember they called him up and they were like, "Oh, hey, you know, we're the horse wranglers back from the shoot, blah 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 blah. We know what you do cinematography wise. Like you're one of the best in the game." And you're like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, thanks, blah blah blah." He's like, "Yo, we have this idea for you." He's like, "Yeah, well, you know, I do this like big budget shit just, you know, just to pay my bills, and then, you know, I really want
one for me, one for you."
Right, exactly. And they're like, "Yo, we want this documentary. What's cool? What's the documentary about? There's something going around here. It's crazy, and we want the impossible shot." He's like, "Oh, where the impossible shot?" And he's like, "All right, cool." I don't know if he said, "All right, yeah."
He said no, nigga. See, this is you fucking up because you completely missed the entire scene.
Did I?
You
I watched
forgot
it twice.
Because you missed it both times. All right, in that scene, he hangs up on them. He didn't go for it. The reason he went for it later is because he knew where they were calling from, and he saw the thing on the news because because the news was saying 40 people missing. Then he realized what they're talking about. Then he went there. He already said no. In the phone call, he's telling the impossible shot, and then the fame that happens afterwards, you don't want it. And then he hangs up on them. You get, you know, the Oprah moment, right? That's why he does. That's why he didn't want the impossible shot, the fame. So he said, "You guys don't deserve it." He gets the shot and dies. He doesn't want the fucking, you know, aftermath of getting the impossible shot.
I still think him dying was
no, him dying makes the most sense because he doesn't want the fame afterwards. He wants the fame of knowing that this is the guy that got the impossible shot, but he doesn't want like the lights, camera, action, a million interviews type shit right after.
Then get the fuck out of Hollywood. Go to Cuba.
But that's
or something.
the concept. That's the concept of his character. That's the concept of his character. The impossible shot. There's always shots. You know, he's watching the fucking lion eating whatever.
Yes.
That's the shot.
Predator.
It's not an impossible shot. That's the shot.
Predator stuff.
Predator shit. Now he got the impossible shot. This shot right here is next level.
So you're basically saying this is like Wile E. Coyote catching the Roadrunner, and after that, what left? What's there left to do?
No, it's not. What? Yeah, I guess so. It's like the fame of it. Like, congratulations, you're the first coyote to catch a Roadrunner. That's the fame. Now you're forever immortalized, and now you have to live through the fame and, you know, crumble due to despair. And remember, this is a conversation on what? Hollywood, right?
Yes.
Imagine the aftermath, the fame that you're living through, and how it could also crush you. Because Steven Yeun's character didn't blow up in fame. He was a child star. Mm-hmm. He had a TV show that crumbled. Mm-hmm. And then his fame didn't take him to the next level. He's out here creating a fucking circus, right?
Yes.
You know, yeehaw country. And that's his fame. His fame couldn't stretch as far compared to the fame that's getting that impossible shot. For him, even Steven understood that he could get this one thing and make so much money where the first audience is 40, the next audience is 1,000, seeing him tame an alien.
Yeah, exploitative.
It's Hollywood, right? That's why the director said, no, it's a one for me. It's a one for one. One for me, one for you guys. So I do whatever you want, then I can do my own bullshit. He understands that this is the impossible shot. This is what will make his career the career. He doesn't want to live through it. That's why he said, yeah, I'm going to take this shot and just die from it. He got the shot that no one got. He got the impossible shot. He got the beast inside. He got all the way getting sucked up inside the beast. And that's it. That's the true impossible shot. Apparently to him, seeing that shit fly was not the shot. Seeing that shit eat shit, now that's a shot. Inside of it, you know?
Well, we don't know what the fuck happened afterwards because it just ended. So, you know, we can always just
it doesn't matter what happened afterwards.
Speculate. We can just speculate.
No, it's not. Yeah, you speculate.
Yeah, you are speculating. That's exactly what we're doing. We're speculating.
No, I'm explaining the reason why he did that.
Of course.
But yeah, the Oprah shot, like the post, right? Because you're right. We could speculate on the impossible shot and what it could bring to you and the fame and the money and the fortune and whatever. He don't want to live through that. So.
But he already has it though.
Not the impossible shot that's life changing.
Right, but he already has the fame though. He has the notoriety of having these films already that people love. You know what I'm saying? Like he said it himself, I do this for the money for the studio, then I do all the small stuff for me. He already has the fame. He already has the adulation.
No, but he doesn't have the impossible shot.
Exactly.
That's what he's talking about. Dude, I feel like if I could find this snippet and just send you the phone call scene, then your perspective on him will change. I feel like that's the one scene you missed out. And I feel a lot of people missed out on that scene.
Maybe.
That's it. That's out of everything else that you're like you disagree with. I'm perfectly fine with your understanding. I disagree with how you
how I interpret this dude.
How you interpret the director only. Everything else I'm cool with. Like that's you have a real understanding of sci-fi. I'm a bullshitter. I watch Star Wars. All right, so George Lucas be a hack sometimes, but he sings in poetry. So, and my favorite scene that a lot of people didn't like was how the alien kind of blossomed into this thing.
Oh yeah, Frieza's final form.
Frieza's final form, and the reason I like it is because it's very Bible angel-esque, and also reminds me of Neon Genesis Evangelion. And also there was an Akira scene with the motorcycle in. Yeah. I said, oh, this nigga Jordan Peele throwing some anime in this movie. I don't know if people are gonna like this shit. Niggas that love anime is going to respect this shit. Yeah. Like regular people would not care for any of this.
Yeah, I like the whole transformation because I thought of it like, oh, like this is the motherfucker's final form. You don't want to see this motherfucker in this form. Like he's getting ready to just kill some shit.
Yeah,
so I like that.
I will call it cell final form. I agree. Yeah. That's the best way to put it.
This was the perfect form right there. And then what killed it? It wasn't a 12-year-old fucking Super Saiyan 2. No, it was a goddamn balloon.
Anyways, let's just talk about the form real quick.
You see why
it's an angel-esque alien form, and I thought it was pretty cool. Like I said, like Alien from Neon Genesis Evangelion. There were like a couple anime references sprinkled out throughout the film. I think that's kind of like years of like secretly making good films. Is like, all right, I'm gonna sprinkle some this and that a little bit. But the last part, okay. You know what? Maybe why I don't care? Because I watch a lot of bad anime. So that scene with the balloon and everything is passable to me. Because he tricked me. Jordan Peele tricked me. This is how he tricked me. She got on a motorcycle. She got to the old Yi place, right?
It went straight up into a fucking Western flick.
Went straight up to a Western flick. I think it was always spaghetti. It wasn't Spaghetti Cowboy, but it became cowboy pretty quick. It was country to cowboy,
super cowboy,
country cowboy.
Yes,
yeah, it was country cowboy to super cowboy. There you go. It's from real cowboy, right? Real cowboys take care of horses and shit, and then went to fake TV cowboy.
Hell yeah, country Western type shit.
And she's on a motorcycle, which is the horse of today, right? I'm making up shit now. And then when she skirts off the motorcycle, people like me unlock Akira shot. Wow, anime. Boom. Next 15 minutes to the end of the movie, anime. He ends it like a fucking anime.
Yeah.
He doesn't end it like a movie. Maybe this is okay. You know what, Gio? I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah,
for me, it's fine. For you, for a real, true moviegoer, it's not cool.
I didn't like that shit. You know why? Cause fucking Kid Buu, he went up to heaven. He started beating the fuck out of people. He fucking killed everyone, and all it took was one goddamn spirit bomb to end it. Really?
I'm okay with it. Gio is not. And I'm perfectly fine. I was upset that Gio didn't like the ending, but now
I hated it.
We're talking about it and how Jordan Peele made the last 15 minutes of the movie anime. I'm okay. I think I'm in peace with myself.
Okay. It's fine. Yeah.
I get it. I see why you hate it, and I see why I like it. It's simple. This nigga put an anime scene in it. It's like only true anime niggas understand this. I'm making anime for endings.
He gave us a damn spirit bomb.
And I'm like, I'm okay. it don't ruin my day. It's like I've seen this movie before. I know, like this is the only way to end it. Every anime ends this way. So it's the one ultimate attack.
Like I can excuse a lot of stuff depending on what the movie is. Of course, like comic books, it's like, all right, It's like comic book shit, fine.
Now we're all getting sick and tired of the CGI, the supervillain getting blown up to pieces.
Right, of course, but like, it's like comic book shit, right? And I can like, disband my belief on, watching Fast and Furious films and all that stuff. This right here, I'm like, nah. I can't let this one go. Cannot do it. But other than that, I enjoyed 2/3 of the movie. That last third, no.
Okay, that last third was perfectly fine because this nigga cheated. He did like a Russian KGB activation scene, and I'm like, Comrade Sebastian anime. It's like, oh, okay, unlocked. Unlocked. So I give this movie an 8 out of 10, heavily due to
shit, an 8?
Heavily due to characters. These are 2 actors. Like, I grew up on Keke Palmer, Nickelodeon.
Okay.
She had her own. She kind of had her own BET show that didn't pop off anywhere, and that's not her fault. It's BET being a shitty channel. It was a talk show. Yeah. See, I've been following her for a long time. Keke Palmer had her own talk show, like night talk show.
Really?
Do you know Queen Latifah has a talk show too? A daytime talk show?
Wait, what?
Okay, see, you're not paying attention to these talk shows.
I'm not.
By these black hosts, all right?
All I remember was they brought back Arsenio and they took him away.
I think they took him away too because he was on Netflix too. And I saw the first episode and it's like, I don't know, the TBS Arsenio was a little bit more interesting.
You're damn right he was.
So, yeah, other than that, I give it like a low 8. It could be like maybe like a 7.8 if you want to get real specific. But I give it like a low 8 as something enjoyable. I like the character development, and I don't care for scary movies. Mm-hmm. I'm fine with the ending. Like I said, the characters are probably the best part about this entire movie.
Yes.
It's hard to see black people on film, and for me to relate throughout the entire thing to those siblings, it was just beautiful, you know?
You got the black part in me. All right. Here's my rating out of 10 for this film is the Anthony Fantano rating for My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy out of 10.
6.
It's a 6. It is above average movie.
All right, that's the thing about these numbers. Like, garbage is like a 2, you know?
Yeah.
Like anything over a 5 is like, it's like you could watch it. There's unwatchable shit out there.
Yes.
All right. So like if you reviewed Thor, what would you give? Like, you give Thor a better rating than this?
I mean, I can actually watch Thor again. Like, I could watch Thor again just for fun, just for the fun of it. It doesn't take itself too seriously.
It does. Okay, so it's not even comparable.
Yeah, it's not comparable at all.
Okay.
I'll say Thor is the second best Thor movie out there because that isn't really saying much because most of Thor's movies suck.
Gotcha. So for the Jordan Peele discography, I'm looking at Get Out, Nope, Us, and I assume that for you it's Get Out, Nope. I mean, it's a Get Out, Us, Nope.
No, it's right? Us, Get Out, and then Nope.
Oh, you prefer Get Out, Us more.
I love Us. Us is great. Us is fucking incredible, and y'all need to think more. God damn it! Stop having shit thrown.
I completely disagree.
That's fine.
No, that's great. I see the movie. This movie's for me. Us is for you.
Yes. Us.
Nope is really for me. Us is for Gio. And Get Out is for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Jordan Peele is a true artist because he doesn't make the same movie twice.
Right. He is a true savant.
I respect that. That's good. Like, it'll be boring for him. I'm not gonna lie. Exactly. It'll be boring if he only gives like aces.
I am excited to see what else he does in the movie making world. I can't wait to see his 4th movie whenever that's gonna be, and whatever it's gonna be about. I'm happy to see it, and I'm happy to wait for it because whatever it is, it's gonna be well thought out. It's going to have some sort of meaning to it. And yeah, we can't wait for the next Jordan Peele. So Thanks everyone for tuning in. Please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and drop a comment. I hope I did that correctly for all my YouTubers out there. And shout out to everyone who tunes in to us on the podcast as well. Don't forget to follow us, send us the questions that you have, blackseinfeldny@gmail.com. Follow us on all the socials, Black Seinfeld NY on the Twitter and the TikToks and the Instagrams. Do you have anything else to say, Bashtin, before we head out?
No, that's it. Pretty much subscribe to the channel, and we have more reviews, and we discuss pretty much everything and anything.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Peace.
Peace.